You gonna sit off that? That's a drink.
Lean back.
How much did the tickets?
Tickets are $17
to $20.
For general seating, $20 for premium, and then at the door, $20, $25. General, $25.
You ready, Joe?
Can you sit over, please?
So we encourage people to pre-sale.
Making it look like an interview, like talking me out. See how my full.
But it doesn't look like that on our phone.
Okay, wait, I can do this one.
I'm sorry, I'm catering to the radio.
2 and 7, right?
No, the phone got that.
Angela? 2 and 7. Showtime.
Your
2
phone
and
got
7.
that.
35.
Why? Touch it.
Main Street at the Ensemble Theater in the Performance Center.
I'm just glad to hold this phone, unfortunately.
Welcome to Southern Hospitality Radio. We back on Thursday in here in the media block. Special guest in the building today. I'm gonna give y'all all right, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. It's the cast of Casualty of Justice.
Yes.
Hey, talk to me.
Hello, good evening. I am Angela Rice. I'm the writer, director, and producer of the show, Casualty of Justice.
That's all you gonna say?
Yeah, I was letting everybody
Oh,
introduce
okay.
themselves first.
My name is Armani, aka Money on Camera, and I play Claudette Colvin in Casualty of Justice.
My name is Curtis Vaughn, and I play Paul Jacobson.
Okay, so for the people who have no idea what Casualty of Justice is, can you just break down what it is?
I most certainly can. Casualty of Justice is the story of Claudette Colvin, who is the 15-year-old young girl who was the first person to refuse to give up her seat in the Montgomery bus system, and subsequently became the catalyst for one of the biggest movements African American people have ever been able to mobilize and come together. So it was the first time, one of the first times we were actually able to come together and collectively work together and get some results. And so this is that story. It is the story also of how although she was the first person to take the action, she was never really given her credit for doing so. And they kind of washed it away as because she was young, because she was kind of rambunctious and a little bit out of control is what they billed her as. But the reality of it is that, and it was stated, it has been stated throughout history, that she was too dark to represent an entire race of people. And so they needed a person who could maneuver through the status quo, which was Rosa Parks, because of the color of her skin, because of her status in life, because of her marital status, because she was considered suitable. She had a suitable lifestyle. And so they basically lifted a movement that had already started and dropped it right on Rosa, so, and gave her all the credit. And even to this day, when they discuss it, they say others. When others before.
And Claudette Colvin is still alive, right?
Claudette Colvin is still alive.
All right. And since I've seen it, I already got a sneak preview. I just want to see, how real do you feel colorism is when it comes to our culture?
Oh my goodness, it is a.
Let me talk on these since I'm a dark skin.
Yeah, go right on. Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
no. Colorism is still very vital and very it's still happening very much so in our culture. It may not be as crucial to some people because of their skin complexion. They may not take it serious, or they may not think that it's still as serious. But as a dark skinned child, I felt colorism from different walks of life. Fortunately, I had a village that told me I was cute, or told me, don't let that make you feel any type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody doesn't get that same encouragement or same uplifting as a child. And it carries to your adulthood.
I am of the school that colorism definitely exists still. From choosing your mate, even to this day, you were trained, and sadly, you were trained to look for the brother with the light skin, or the brother with the
and the sister
wavy
with the
hair,
light
or the
skin.
sister with the light skin, and the sister, for some reason, that gave you clout. It put you in a different position. It gave you access to the white world. That's just it. It gave you access. There's no other way to make that pretty. It gave you access to some of the privileges that are afforded to white people and or people just white folks. Come on now. White privilege. It's extended. So you get to experience that based on your scale of blackness. So if you are the lighter skinned you are, the closer to privilege you tend to be. And it is inside of our own culture that takes place mostly. And it was designed by Willie Lynch. First off, let me just say
but
that.
it's
that
a
whole process, the
subconscious
mindset.
thing.
Well, not Willie Lynch specifically, but the mindset of that culture bred. And so you look at how people are treated based simply on their skin color, and you think, oh, that was then. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're reading history and you think, oh, that's not right now, but that's true. It's very true. And if you're dark skinned, it's only okay if you're beautiful.
But sometimes
if
people,
you're the pretty, you understand what I'm saying? Like melanin
Pretty
is
black.
popular right now. Melanin is like the thing to have right now. You know, Wakanda forever. But but it is the thing now. But it's only the thing if you look a certain way in your melanin. If you're a Lupita, if you're an Armani, if you know what I mean.
Well,
if you have no serious, yeah. Well, you're welcome. But it is very true that even then it's only acceptable when it comes wrapped in certain packaging. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, my next question. Before we even get into that, I'm gonna just salute you for what you did this year. I know I saw you working with the kids about getting bullied.
Oh yeah, I did. Thank you.
What was that experience like?
So actually somebody tagged me on Instagram. I guess they tagged me because I am of darker complexion. She was crying. Her name is Sky, and if you want to look it up, it's hashtag the Sky Movement. She was crying. She went home crying from school because people were bullying her at school because of her skin tone. She didn't want to go to that school anymore. Yada yada. And I got tagged in, and I took it up on myself. For those of you that don't know, I also model. So I took it upon myself to give her a photo shoot. We got her hair done, got her makeup done. And the only reason I'm talking about this is because Pop brought it up, because this is not something that I try to...
Yeah, I know you're not trying to just brag
but we got her a photo shoot, and if you go to my Instagram page or my Facebook page, you can see that the picture is the little girl, Sky, looking into the mirror, and you see, basically she sees, the reflection she sees back at her is a queen. And that the process was her taking pictures. I took pictures, but the outcome of the picture was her looking back at herself, and she says, hey, they may not understand what I am or who I am, but when I see my reflection in the mirror, I see a queen looking back at me. So
beautiful.
All the heroes don't wear capes.
That's right.
They don't.
Okay, well, since we was already on the topic, I guess I want to get into epigenetics, which is anything psychology that was passed down from generation to generation that we still carry on today. So, my brother, I ain't heard you say too much. I just want to ask you about
Curtis,
Curtis, it don't even have to be colorism. It could be just our financial education. It could be how we view each other. What do you feel like is the downfall of, well, not even, I don't even want to call it downfall because it's a turning point right now. But what do you feel like is something that we have carried on that is has a negative connotation?
Segregation. You know, even though I wasn't alive back when segregation was legal, I feel that integration was the worst thing that happened to our community.
Agreed.
I gotta get that. Make sure they camera on you for that one.
Agreed.
Yes, sir. Integration.
Not because I'm racist, because I have Caucasian, Hispanic.
Yeah.
You know, I went to.
Just gotta be for self.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm looking at our people as a whole. That was the last time we were whole. You know, we haven't really owned anything as a people since. You know, we had no choice but to rely on our resources, which we had the best of everything to keep our community strong. But our desire to be included is pretty much what destroyed us, our togetherness. You know, and so, man, I always think about if I was alive back in those days, man. You know,
That's Wakanda for real.
Real talk, man. You know, so I feel that is one of the things that keeps us separated now, because so many of us are still dying to be included, to be accepted. You know,
By people that don't care.
That don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
Steady asking for help when you could just help yourself.
That's right, man. You know, and so a lot of people still have that mindset. A lot of black people still have the mindset that if it's ours, it must not be top quality. You know, it must not be the best. So let's go outside of our community and spend those dollars and circulate dollars in their neighborhoods, you know, their families. So, you know, that's one of the things I feel.
I often think that at the end of the day, when as a writer, I have like this very vivid imagination, and I always wonder what people think or what's going on between the lines, right? When there's a story read or something written, I read between the lines. And I honestly, after researching and especially for the play, because I had to do a lot of research in that time period, 1955, when all the things just kind of started kicking off. And in that time, I don't think that they were after, when they were trying to get desegregation, I think they were simply fighting for rights. Just the right to have things that are as nice as the things that you all have. I don't necessarily not want to have it and deal in it in my neighborhood, because they didn't expect to have all their businesses go up when they, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you following me?
Yes,
like when they decided, you know what, we're gonna boycott this bus. They did so with the intention not to put the bus out of business, but to have rights, to have the same fair rights as everybody else. Didn't mean that I don't want what I have, I just want it to be nice. I want our own schools, but I want y'all to leave our schools alone, don't come burn them down. I think we started thinking, well, maybe if we just integrate with them, we can have these things without them destroying them. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
I think more people joined in the movement for the idea that, okay, well, if we get the law on our side, then they'll have to stop bombing our things. They'll have to stop tearing up our stuff. They'll have to stop wiping out whole entire cities.
Yeah,
that
this
are,
is in 1955.
Yes,
this after they
yes,
done took out everything already.
Exactly. Every time we come up, you come through and wipe it out. We never really asked you to let us have what you have until y'all kept tearing up what we build. You kept coming through and tearing everything up. So of course we're going to desire that which y'all don't touch, which is your stuff. So okay, we want to be with you all. I think it was out of necessity and not out of desire.
I think black
More
folks
so
just
at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's around the same time as the church bombings.
Yes.
Everything else. So
everything is constantly being touched. Anytime we build up, you come through and wipe it out. Rosewood, look at that. They come through, they develop whole town. You come through, wipe it out. The biggest one, Black Wall Street. We build up, mind our own business. We start doing better than you, and you have a problem. So you come through.
Actually, in Black Wall Street, they started taking their jobs because Oklahoma got its first oil well,
Mm-hmm.
and they started hiring black people to take some of those jobs. They didn't care what color they were; they needed some work.
They needed people who were accustomed to working in the field. And that, because you were in those oil fields, you're in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You're outside in Oklahoma, they need folks who are accustomed to doing that. And guess what?
That was us.
That was us.
Well, a lot of them were the natives from Oklahoma. They had the Indian Removal Act, and they didn't let anybody go anywhere. So with this guy, he was a president. He was the first black presidential advisor. He had about 40 acres in Tulsa.
That's
And
who started.
Yeah, that's who started it. So when he put up a hotel, he just started putting everything around it,
Mm-hmm.
and it made up a community. But that's where their houses and that's where they really were. So after 4 years, it was one of the most prominent places in the world, not just America. So I mean, I know why they hate it.
Exactly.
That's where the Gap Band came from. That's where they got their name from.
Dropped that bomb on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like talking to writers because observing what people create is like to see them for who they truly are. So what do you have, what's in your mind that you want to create next? Like what kind of stories do you want to tell? What makes you want to go in and dig out Claudette Colvin and say, I'm going to put her on the screen?
I believe that
You can keep talking.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I believe that my calling in life is that I am a story keeper, and I think that I am one of the
best.
people in
The best.
Well, I believe that I've been one. I happen to be one of the
You seen
lucky
the place?
ones.
One of the best.
I think that I happen to be one of the lucky ones who've been gifted the opportunity to be able to share our stories. And the thing is that history is just that, his story. And so there are things inside of that we have to go in and debunk in order for us to develop.
And the person with the pen